Hey guys, today I'm gonna take you through on how to build this one-of-a-kind epoxy resin lamp. But as the title suggests already, this build didn't go as smoothly as I hoped. Literally in every single stage something went wrong. But despite all of those setbacks, we have created this beautiful piece. Sit back and join us on our journey as we turn disaster into a masterpiece.
What is he doing?
He's beginning to believe.
Welcome, this is Tom from Woodworking, and oh my god, this build is a roller coaster of emotion. Ensure you watch to the end because something is happening at every single stage in this build. So buckle up and hold on for the ride. So in the background here you could see me ripping down the lumber to 2 by 2 centimeters. Now to the miter station, and we are cutting our sticks here to length, and we are trying to be as random as possible. And then there's something super smart I did again, and yeah, just watch it. Well, it's also called chop saw, isn't it? So I went obviously way too fast with a cut and ripped that piece to shreds. Well, dodgy as usual, but we got it done in the end. Next step is to glue the sticks together and make sure that there is no straight edge, because you know what they say, why settle for a straight line when you can have chaos? The concept of this lamp is chaos. It is a chaos epoxy lamp. I was thinking that this would look amazing, 2 fractured pieces of wood floating above each other. Obviously this made my life so much harder because I had no straight surface to work with. After we glued together our sticks, we glued our different layers together and again try to make it as hard as possible for myself. We removed the glue off camera and now we are going to start building the epoxy form, which is built with acrylic. I have to admit, I've never used this material as an epoxy form before, so I'm a little nervous.
Woo! Yes! Woo! Yes!
I have to admit, breaking the acrylic like that was super satisfying. We are using hot glue to seal the corners and edges and stick the form together. I made sure the form is as close to 90 degrees as possible, but again, it's only a form, so no perfection needed here. Okay, let's have a look if it fits, and it does, thank God. Next, we have to inlay the actual LED lamp, and to do so I unpacked my trusty chisel and chisel away. We are mixing the epoxy now, and we are using the Health of Mind Art River Cast Deep Pure Resin 2:1 mixing ratio. This is one, if not the best resin you can get in Australia. It cures rock hard and it's super slow curing, which means it releases all the bubbles. I will leave a link in the description below for the epoxy and everything I'm using to build this project. Now hit the like button for good luck so there is no leak in our form.
There it is, moment of truth, guys.
To see what happens next, we jump quickly to our Tuesday evening live woodworking sessions.
Jesus. We have a massive epoxy leak. Ah! Ah! Damn it. Okay, so where is it? Where is the leak?
Well, that didn't go as planned. Looks like we have another issue with this build. And if you haven't liked that video yet, I'm blaming you for this epoxy leak. So at least now, go ahead and like this video and subscribe while you're at it as well. I really appreciate your support. Thank you so much. And that's the result of the night. I tried to fix the leak with the tape, wrapped it up and crossed my fingers. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. No. And you could hear my 2-year-old son as devastated as me when I came in here to look at the epoxy resin. He always makes it fun. Everything I do. And I lost every single drop of it. Jesus. Okay guys, we came in this afternoon and checked on our pour, and unfortunately, as we suspected, that leak didn't close and we almost lost every single thing of this pour. So we are doing another pour, and this time I actually found the issue. The acrylic had a little hair crack on one of the sides, and after I taped it off, I was fairly confident that this would work this time. We are mixing up more of that Health of Mind Art Rivercast resin, and again, don't worry guys, I leave all the products I'm using in the video description below, so check them out. 3 days later and the epoxy is fully cured and we are ready to demold. But first, we need to get our foam out of this epoxy pizza. This probably is one of the most expensive pizzas in the world. I think I lost about $200 worth of epoxy here. Everything releases nicely, and here you can see the first preview on how the lamp will look. To square it off, I'll be using the table saw, but I forgot to record this part, so we jump right where I finished the cut with my hand saw because the table saw blade is not big enough for this cut. Then we need to square off the sides of the lamp, which is a bit trickier. To do that, I'll be using a little jig, which is a piece of plywood. I have to do that because there is no straight side of the Chaos epoxy lamp, which worked actually quite well. Finally, some table saw action. I slowly raised the blade to full depth to not risk any bog downs of the table saw, and then suddenly it became really messy, and it turns out my dust hose exploded off the table saw and epoxy went everywhere. Anyway, we had to clean up a ton of epoxy, and you can see here my microphone. I was a little worried that something went wrong with it, but everything turned out well. Next, we cut the rest with the hand saw and then flush trim everything with our trusty handheld router. Now we are starting the finishing process. We start sanding with 80 grit to flatten everything and get the saw marks out of the table saw. Then we go to 120 grit. After 120 grit, we are putting a really heavy chamfer on our lamp. This will give it a really nicely finished look in the end. I keep sanding through the grit and I'm at like 320 grit, so quite high already, when I suddenly notice something odd.
What the f*** is that?
Okay guys, so bit of a snag, monster one. In the process of sanding and everything, I'll cut into the cable. Now this whole piece is not working anymore. Can't turn it on anymore. So basically the lamp is not functional anymore. That is sucky. Really sucks. Oh my god. Epoxy leak, this shit now. Damn. Anyway, I'll think about a solution. Walk away for a bit. See what we can do. I walked away for a bit, cooled down and decided to keep going with the finishing process. Worst case scenario, it is a very pretty paperweight. We're using a hard wax finish here to protect the wood later on from the polish. I do that now so the wax can fully be absorbed by the wood, which is much harder once we go to the higher grits. We keep sanding the epoxy, and once we come to 500 grits we start wet sanding, and we go all the way up to 8000 grit. And you can slowly see the clarity and sheen coming up.
So this is now really starting to come together. It really looks clear already after the 8000 grit. You can see it's a little bit milky, but we're gonna polish that out in a minute. Polishing is a 3-compound process from Health of Mind Art. First is the rough polishing paste with the wool pad, and after a really hard pad, so the same polish for the first 2 pads. Then a softer pad with the fine polish and the oil protection for the epoxy. This really brings out the sheen and the clarity, so it looks glass clear. Look at that, guys. It looks insane. And don't worry, guys, I will link all the products in the description below. Now, the broken connection. Well, guys, I chiseled out the epoxy and removed the insulation from the cables and then connected it together. And I secured it with CA glue and tried to insulate it with the CA glue as well. And in the end, it worked. And there you have it, guys. A beautiful epoxy resin lamp with a touch of chaos. If you like this video, don't forget to hit this like button, share it with your friends and subscribe to my channel for more amazing content. Start a comment below with creepy and will confuse everyone who didn't watch to the end, because I did this creepy recording for my thumbnail. And now watch this video next or I will haunt your dreams forever.